we shouldn't compromise our values to have real leadership on the economy. We have honest differences in this campaign. My opponent wants to restrict a woman's right to choose. I want to protect it. My opponent wants to weaken environmental regulations. I want to strengthen them. My opponent advocates for policies that Bush supported. I think we need to move forward. The first job that we have here is getting people back to work. I think the way we do that is by supporting small businesses. They've had a hard time getting credit. I want to help get loans in their hands so that they can run their businesses and grow. I think we should keep taxes down. I'm one of those that thinks you should raise taxes in a down economy so we can help our economy get back on its feet. And I think we've got to lay down a plan to reduce the national debt. It is $13.4 trillion and rising, and that's simply unsustainable.
I don't believe that we should be using your taxpayer dollars to fund abortion. I do believe that there are organizations out there that will help those that are underprivileged.
I think I heard my opponent say he believes that there are organizations that may help someone who can't afford it. I think that's a faith-based policy right there. Look, Illinois Right to Life has recommended my opponent with the restrictions that he supports. Planned Parenthood and they all say there's only one pro-choice candidate running, and that's me. My opponent has signed a pledge to protect the subsidies for oil businesses. I don't think that makes sense. I think we want to see those subsidies go actually to clean and green energy so that we can see these technologies grow and we can eventually diversify off of our dependence on oil. That's the way that we move forward.
I wanted to just check on the subsidies for big oil. What I signed was the no new tax pledge. And what that does is basically, if you cut that out, it means you have to cut, in essence, create a tax somewhere else, a tax incentive somewhere else. So that can be for other things. Actually, many of you are more powerful than many of the corporations out there. What I really want to talk about is, will they affect our ability to make decisions? The answer is that no, corporations aren't going to affect our ability to make decisions. We give people a vision of what it is that we want to do and how we want to do it. If they want to get on board, hallelujah. Okay. But honestly, that's just the lifeblood of the way the system is, and unfortunately, it's the best system that we've got.
I'm one of those that thinks this needs to be reformed. Corporations and unions can advertise now and go directly after candidates. That makes no sense, and that really works against democracy. What we want to have is more transparency. I support measures that would have the heads of those groups appear in those ads so we know exactly who's funding that message and trying to influence the electorate. And what we really need is campaign finance reform. Number one, absolutely secure the border. I think you have to set conditions and take a realistic approach to those 12 million. Number one, have them pay a fee for entering the country illegally. Number two, have them pass a criminal background check. Have enough criminals here already. Number three, have them prove financial independence so that they can support themselves. And then number four, require them to sign up to be here legally. If we can do those things, we'll address this issue once and for all. When my opponent and I met with the Daily Herald Ed Board, he talked about securing the border, but when asked point blank, well, what do you do about the 12 million? His answer was simply, I don't know. This is ultimately a civil rights issue. We cannot have different rules for different citizens. You got to have total equality across the board for everything. When you start down a path of saying this group of Americans has the right to the pursuit of happiness, but that group doesn't, simply because they have a different orientation, that's dangerous. So this is another major contrast between my opponent and myself. I think the future is about equality for everyone. My opponent is not as excited about that prospect.
They do. And I don't think we need any additional laws telling us, listen, they have a special protected class.